All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
Three consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
How's your day going so far?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. How's your day going?
Super, man. It's a gorgeous day here in Michigan. 75, 80 degrees. Got the shorts on. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It's an okay, not great, not horrendous day for the markets. I mean, we're down in the major indexes, but you got some green, you got some red, you got a little bit of both. I don't know.
Did you dip your toe into that Disney yet?
Yeah, I'm done. So I sold my Ford. I was done with that. I lined up with.
You sold the Ford.
With it, I lined up with everybody at $12. There's a big line of people, and I was in that line. And then
you couldn't wait. You couldn't wait for the catalyst.
No,
Spencer.
No,
you bought the thing 6 months ago. No, you bought it in November, and you waited to sell it tomorrow.
Well, today
or Wednesday.
Today, tomorrow, Wednesday. What's the difference? It's a nice round number. It took a nice 50% gain. And then
Dennis probably took the other side. He probably bought more at 12.
And then I turned around and put that money right in.
I don't know about that Disney, man.
I turned around and put that money right back into Disney. So
yeah, and now you wish you would have kept the Ford. Anyways, let's run down the indexes. Let's run down the cryptos. That seems you guys have been talking a lot about cryptos today, huh?
Yeah.
S&Ps. I talk about the overnight action. We talk about everything that's going on. We opened this morning at 56.75. We dipped and dived and ducked, and we're at 55 even. Nothing. You're just wasting your time in the middle of the day here. We're down 14 3/4 handles, 54 1/4. Crude, that rallies up 97 cents to 66.34. Gold is making up for my AT&T getting absolutely smoked. That's up $29 at 1867.20. Silver, that's up almost a whole dollar here at 28.35.5. And Bitcoin continue to be under pressure. We did hit 42K. We're down 6,200K at 44K. So not a good day for Bitcoin.
I don't know. We were all supposed to wait on Disney. I was not waiting. I said, screw it. I'm going to buy it today. So I bought it today. So Webcoin, I guess you're waiting for 161. All right. Well, that's not me.
You know what? I just don't know about. I mean, that 169. I mean, they still haven't knocked that buyer out of there. But that's kind of where I'd be looking for another leg down if it takes out the 169. So, man, it's just got some gaps. I mean, this thing, I don't know. I mean, the subscription growth, decline in subscription growth, they hit this off earnings. Disney just had too big of a move. I mean, this is not a realistic move for the stock. So to buy it here at 170 and think you're going to get paid at 200 or more, I don't know. I'm not shorting it. I don't have any position. I don't know. I might have it long in one account. I'll have to check here. Yes, I do. I do have it. Dennis has told me I have to reveal all my positions. So I am long Disney in one account. Not a large position. We'll see what happens. 169. You're going to get some more pain if you take that out. Currently trading 169.5.
They're talking in chat about Tesla, and I guess Michael Burry has a lot of puts. This was out this morning, and we didn't really mention this on the show this morning, but normally my birthday coincides with 13F Day because it's 45 days after the end of the quarter. So we got some 13Fs on Friday and some more today. So the filing from Silent Capital, which is Michael Burry, revealed that he's got a lot of puts on Tesla. But really what we look out for every quarter is Berkshire Hathaway. But unless I just missed it, chat, if you all saw it, let me know. But I did not see the Berkshire Hathaway filing today or Friday. And so I don't know what that, maybe it'll come out after the close. I'm not really sure. But the Sun Capital 13F was out this morning and revealing that Michael Burry is very, very short Tesla via put options.
Good for him. I mean, he's using that, he knows his risk reward. Can you get him on the show? I mean, that's a great strategy,
Yeah, can try.
These long puts against 800 shares of Tesla. Again, I don't know what against. Does that mean he's long?
He's got the equivalent of it looks like a
800. Yeah, because when you say long puts against, that means that it's just against the long. But no, he's good. I mean, that guy's good. This guy made some good calls. So I don't know everything or anything, but this thing has a date with 540. Okay. The question is it going to hold 540? And I don't know. It's just been hanging out here too long. The actual low was 539.49. Right here, your December low is 541.21. I mean, if you want a number to jump off my screen into your face right now, it's 540. That's all I can do. That's all I can do is point out where the levels are. And you got to decide on your own risk reward ratio. You're buying it here. You're risking $30. You think that's the absolute bottom. That's it. Donkin Dave says Tesla to 500. It goes through 540. I just have to wait to see how the numbers stack up.
Mm-hmm. Joe, I don't know if you saw what Discovery and AT&T did today. You probably did.
I did. And you know what? I'm going to take the Lisa strategy on this.
Yeah.
I love stocks. You know why? Because when they go up, I make money. When they go down, I can buy more.
Yeah.
So, boy, oh boy, what a rough day. People are just getting rolled in this thing. Huge range, huge volume. Dennis, we talked about the deal. Obviously, the street took some time to evaluate it. And they don't like what they see here. Selling the good assets. Man, that thing, I cannot believe it got up near the pre-market high and then just puked. So let's see here. Looking at the dailies. I don't know. This thing, come to 30, baby. Come to 30. That's what I want to see in AT&T.
I was wondering what Carnival would do today. And I'm a little bit surprised to see it hold up because they announced at like 9:10 this morning that they were going to resume operations in Europe and the Caribbean this summer and maybe cruises to Alaska. And so it's up on that headline, and I half expected it to give it those gains back, but it hasn't. So the market is down, and Carnival is up. Carnival is up really more than 1% when you account for the fact.
Nice, yeah. Got to take a cruise to Alaska. I mean,
it's on my list.
I'll tell Ariel to plan that for your next your next surprise. Got to do it. Let's see. I mean, this stock it's having its moment of truth here at 27.50. You had that high, got over $30 profit taking. They knocked it over 25. Big day on Friday, follow through today, matches his other high. So 27.50, and we're trading right there right now. So good. Maybe get up, and your next high after that is up at 28.35, 36. But I expect to see some paper at 28 next time around.
Oh, I apologize, and Jim Stock, thanks for pointing this out because I must have misinterpreted it this morning. AT&T is going to trim their dividend. I think I said otherwise this morning. I apologize, but yeah, they are going to trim their dividend by 20% or 20 percentage points. Excuse me, 20 percentage points in the wake of that. So because they also assume some debt as related to the deal. Weird thing. What about where do I want to go next? I wanted to go to. Oh, right. We got we got some EV stocks reporting earnings. Not that earnings matter, that for these companies they don't. But if you look at who's on the calendar today, after the close, it's Fisker, right? It's XL Fleet, it's Canoe, it's Arcimoto. We got a number of EV companies, and I know these are all very, very early stage companies that may not even have revenue, but they're all in focus tonight. And so I wonder what that could do to like the entire EV trade today, tomorrow, going for the rest of the week here. I don't know.
James Santangelo thinking the same thing as I am, man. Cheering for Marcus on this one. I feel like I have a position in it that we've talked about it so much with them. Just getting a boost today. Is it a boost that will last? We don't know. Big update, biggest green update you've seen in this thing in a long time. Trading off the highs of the session, so got near 9, profit taking. Looks like, do we have any daily highs at 9? Not really. Oh, yeah, you do. 896, that was your high on May 5th, 915 the 4th, 895 today. Marcus, keep an eye on $9. That is your key to getting to 950.
Have you seen this Dillard's chart, Joel? DDS.
This thing is crazy.
It's insane. I almost like my first thought was like, oh, this must be like another like Bill Wang situation, like Viacom. That's honestly what I thought. But no, it turns out they did have a piece of news. They announced a $500 million buyback. But still, though, this thing was $100, what, a week ago?
110. Oh boy. Ah, man. I'd be licking my chops on this one. If you're long this thing, busting out new all-time high, buy back folks, it doesn't mean they're buying back the stock like right now. This is a thin stock, and boom, people probably got caught sleeping on it, being short on Friday, the new all-time high. Or was that a new all-time high on Friday? Actually not. So it took out the all-time high. Shorts are headed for the hills. Not gonna say the top is in yet. 2 big days, huge days. I'm sure Dillard's has never had 2 days like this. This would be interesting to talk to Rob Friesen about. See what the statistics are for this one tomorrow. But new all-time high, new all-time closing high. You won't get these kind of announcements very often, folks.
CR hates Dillard, says it's the worst store in the country. That must be why it's doing well. Hey, maybe. I don't know. I don't think I've ever been to one before. So,
is this DDS still around? There was the preferred Dennis had forever. Oh, this is what was it? I can't remember. It was a different symbol.
Yeah, DDS, whatever the preferred Dillard's was, I don't know. But
yeah, he had that thing forever and a brother.
Yeah, I was surprised to see it get to 150. It was, geez Louise. Anyway, what else was on my radar today? I was looking at Wish because they had earnings a couple days ago.
I wrote about that the other day. What did it do?
Well, it's down today.
Yeah, I mean, dead cat bounce. That's all you can say. Contacts logic. I don't know what I wrote about this thing. I just have to take a look. A lower high. Boy, oh boy, $10. Ooh, now you're a ways away from that. Looks like we're rolling over, folks. Keep an eye on 850, 852. Lows from Friday and Monday session. 795, the all-time low. 850 must hold level for Wish.
And then I was looking at
a lot of people probably wish they didn't own it.
Yeah, maybe. And then there's a couple more. I saw Hoch today. I don't know if you saw HOG, but breakout again. I feel like every time we talk about Hoch, it's breaking out. And what else I look at? I
3-day move. I don't know what to tell you, folks. Maybe see if there's some paper in the book at 52. That's about it.
And then Tilray was the other one I saw. Just because it's so beat up. So it seems like every rip is a rip to fade, and this is up 8%.
I was golfing with a lady on, and she said that what's happened to the market the last couple weeks? I'm just getting killed. And I said, well, what are you in? She said, Riot Blockchain.
And Tilray.
And Tilray.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah. AT now down a stick. Did they announce that they were cutting the dividend this morning too, Spencer? Did you fail to give me that piece of information?
Tilray?
No, AT&T.
Oh, yeah, I said that I misinterpreted the headline this morning. That I'd given the headline, but I'd given it incorrectly. I misinterpreted it. I didn't realize that it was saying that, yeah, they're going to trim their dividend. I thought it meant they were going to issue a special divvy. So
Yeah, big difference there.
yeah, all right.
Yeah, this is not investment advice, believe me.
First day back. I apologize.
You weren't on that long. What's GME? GME's hot today?
Yeah, GME is hot today.
Let's see. Man, I would still say, and I know it's not what y'all want to hear, but still kind of in a trading range to me. But what do I know, right? Let's see. Not quite the top of the trading range. That's closer to 185. Never really gotten to the bottom of the trading range either, but we'll see if it got some legs to get up to that one. Is that 185? Let's see what these highs are right here. This high, that's 188. Man, this thing doesn't make a lot of hot. Boy, this is a tricky one. 188's away. I see 188, 184.50. So I don't know, kind of thin in here. If you're shorting it here, I don't know. I don't know where you're running high if it continues to rally.
All right. Nina emailed me. She asked she said she wants to get in plug. She's looking for an in, and she wants your take on plug. She's not long. She wants to be long.
Why?
I didn't ask her that. That's her business.
Okay. Well, Nina, if you want to buy it on strength, I mean, you got two highs in the same area. You got to kick out that seller at 25.50. You get rid of that seller at 25.50. Yeah, there's some room. Inside day with a higher low. So, if you want to take a stab here, 20, I wouldn't want to be holding this thing under 23.50 because the next daily low is at 21.30. If you really want to be on, wait and try and buy this on the cheap, you went from 18.5, to 25.5, 7-point move, 3.5. That brings you into 22. So I'd be taking back half of this move. I mean, if you're looking for a big move and you take the bottoms in, well, take a look at it. Just boy, oh boy. Big red candles, at least if you get a smaller red candle or a little perky green candle or something like that. Where did it end? Let's look at this on the monthlies. And have they cleared up their accounting woes yet? I mean, they say they're restating 100 years of earnings or something.
Yeah, I don't think that's not done yet. So
okay.
Wait, that was Plug and Ride had that problem, right? I think I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I mean, when accounting, that's just one thing that you just don't want to hear. Maybe just wait till that's resolved, and it's just a funky stock too. We've looked at this on the monthlies. The all-time high is like 450 or 500. So and you got a whole. And just think about this, Nina. Next time this thing rallies, if it rallies. There's a lot of people. Oh, if this ever gets back to 40, I'm selling at 40. Oh, if it ever gets back to 35, I'm selling at 35. So it's always different on the second run up. Maybe get a green candle for you and on a monthly. But I can't say I'm all in at this level.
Muhammad says plug was resolved. I didn't think that. I didn't think they were finished. I thought they said we're going to this is a partial restatement, but we're oh no, I guess you know what? Because it was Friday and I wasn't here. So Friday they said, yeah, they are done. They've completed the restatement of their statements from 18 and 19. No impact on their cash position, business operations, or economics of commercial agreements. So yeah, that was Friday morning. I missed it. Sorry. So yeah, plug is done. They've restated.
Okay. All right. Well, they get a new accountant. Did they fire? Can we cheat them and how?
Funny. Muhammad is also asking what do you think about Coinbase? And I don't know if you saw this chart today, Joel, but this is it broke through whatever support was at it had. It doesn't have it anymore. Fell below 250.
Yeah, I mean, boy, oh boy. When it makes new low, it's time to go. I mean, there you go. I mean, this thing, I don't know where it's going or where it's stopping. Ooh. Had earnings, gave people a little bit of life, took out the low of the move. Maybe wait for it to get back above that, that former low at 251.5, 252. Not looking good though.
I don't know. Yeah, this one was God. The high on the IPO day was 429, and you're basically almost $200. Below that right now. So I think it's a good business, man, but it's hard to argue with that chart, right?
Screaming the margins are. I mean, what's going on with Bitcoin here? I mean, you just it's just tough. It's just tough to beat.
RAG is asking a bit more of an evergreen question about any future themes that you think has legs. Well, we know Joel likes his dividend, right?
Yeah, and
If you see the
AT&T getting cut in half of me. You know what? That's okay because 3% still better when I'm getting in the bank. But
yeah.
maybe this thing will finally get some capital appreciation. If they're getting rid of their good stuff, I'll have to look into the deal more.
Mm.
And maybe I think the HBO, the media is good. Maybe that new stock, maybe that pig AT&T.
Yeah, well, it's going to become Discovery, right? It's Discovery is just combining with their the HBO stuff. So
and they hit that thing too, right?
Yeah. But now you got a nice piece of that guy. So
that's going down too.
Yeah, and that you can buy him more.
Oh wow, new low of the move here. Wow, they flipped the switch on those. RAG. I mean, I think right now balance out your portfolio. And everyone's saying it. Inflation's coming. Look for some inflation hedges. Gold busting out over 1850 today. I've stuck with that thing for a year and a half. Trend is your friend. It's now moving up. Silver, when it touched Bitcoin, I mean, what are you going to get more, a future theme, than the overall market, than the S&P indexing? I mean, Triple D and Spencer can pick the individual stocks, but man, I just know the index. If the index is up, a 0.5%, up 10% of the year, my index funds are up at the same amount. So
let's do some ticker time here. Drop a ticker in the chat, and while you're at it, give us a like on YouTube. We really appreciate that. Jeff Cavallari is asking about Palo Alto, PANW. Not for some reason. Amongst the entire Colonial Pipeline thing last week, I never actually brought this chart up. I don't think so. This is the first time I'm seeing Palo Alto in quite a while.
Okay, let's take a look at Palo Alto Networks. Wow, you thought it would have gotten more of a pop. Oh boy, 340. That's where I'd get interested on. I mean, 340. You got these highs here, and then you got another pair of highs at like 345 and a half. So, man, you're $10 away from there. You had it gave back over half of this move here, showing a little bit of strength, but just real short term trading. I put a buy stop in at 340 and a quarter, and maybe get long on strength. Right now, it's leaking. Volatile stock looks like you got support at 330, but just not a healthy looking chart after this rally. And overall, I mean, if you really want to put on the big boy pants and risk down to 311.56, boom. What's the P at? That's the March low, 311.56. What's the P on that thing
for Palo Alto?
Yeah,
let's take a gander on the Benzinga Pro. Whoa, that's not right. PANW Palo Alto. Forward P, 48. Oh, actually, no. I think that might be low because I think the industry average is twice that. So that might be low. 48 is not as low.
48 for the industry. Man, oh man. And that just when I see these monthly, I mean, this was November and December. They were just great months. You're still digesting that. I don't know if I see another 2-month period like that. But anyways, keep an eye on 340 short term. Someone is asking about what RM.
RM.
I don't even know if I've ever pulled that. My eyes deceiving me.
IRM.
IRM, is that Iron Mountain?
IRM, not RM. IRM.
No, it says IRM. There's no I. Is there an I in there?
Are we talking about JB?
Yeah, IRM.
Yeah, okay.
I gotta clean my glasses.
Yeah.
Iron Mountain. I mean, what can you say bad about this stock? New all-time high, new all-time closing high, pressing up against the high. I mean, if you're a breakout trader, then you got to risk down to at least yesterday's low. Today is the all-time closing high at wherever it is today. So just keep an eye on that. Maybe being a New York stock, see if there's anybody kicking around at 44. I mean, they got to 43.76 today. Maybe check when they report. But just a great run here. 26. Maybe wait for a double, but great run. And Reit, I like the Reits too. I just don't know about buying it at this price. Looking for some yield, apartment Reits. That's what I'd be taking a look at.
Spinner mentioned BTU. Yeah, the coal trade's on today. I don't know of any coal ETFs. Otherwise, I don't think there are any. Otherwise, I would give you a ticker or two. But BTU. I don't know. I don't really know any other coal stocks, honestly. Wait, what about ARCH? Is that one?
It's not around anymore.
Yes, it is. It's up 5%. ARCH. I don't even know. I don't even know any more coal stocks. I haven't. Let me see. What about is HCC? Is that? Yeah, that's up 7%.
BTU.
Yeah,
not quite. Bachman Turner Overdrive. Show me what you could do at $10. Actually, higher than that. 987 was your high back in February of 2020. So that would be your next target. Currently trading in the lower 8 handle. Big move. First day, perhaps, of a 2-day move, but 987, and then things kind of open up into the $10 handle. But since you haven't been to 9 in such a long time, being a New York stock, check to see if there's some paper there at $9. People waiting to take some profits.
Somebody asked, "What's up with Ring RNG?" Ring Central, I should say. I don't think I caught it. What price target cut on Friday? I didn't see any headlines today about RNG. It's
just you're breaking down. I look at a lot of these monthly charts, and they look just like this. They've had huge runs. The difference is this thing is breaching. I mean, that 250 was there. You absolutely had to get out of the way when this breached 247.65. What did it do? What was the range in today's session? Oh, it was under it. Oh, it's been under it for a while. Actually, it gave you a shot when it took out that monthly low. I think you got to be patient here. Maybe wait for 229. That's your next monthly level. 231.62 is the current low. But this one looks like it's breaking trend. High PE stock, really, really pulling back.
Well, I lost track of time completely. It's almost 4:00, Joel. We can do some more tickers, but let's bring up the indexes, and you can tell us how we're doing into the close because I completely lost.
Right back where we started from. 56.75. That was your morning open. We're trading 57.25 right now. Not a bad day. We finished up off the low. I will be keeping an eye on that low, the intraday low from today, tomorrow. I will tell you guys why tomorrow. But just a nothing muffin day. I mean, some stocks up, some stocks down. Good to see Reit up $1.07.
Kind of quiet, yeah. I mean, the IWM in the green, the SPY, Qs, diamonds all in the red. Energy, obviously, big winner of the day. Materials up, but everything else kind of. Real estate up too, and I guess the banks were squeezed out again, but everything.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, maybe keep an eye if there's some 13Fs that are late to the party, and see if we can get some action Jackson tomorrow. But pretty much, the damage was done overnight. They did a little bit more damage. They brought it back. We got some good numbers on the upside, good numbers on the downside. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning.
That always seems to be the case. All right, Joel, I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to bring on my man, Edwin Dorsey, and let's talk about some short selling, short reports. Edwin Dorsey joining me now for the weekly short report. He's got the Bear Cave newsletter, which you should all subscribe to. I'll put the link up on screen. Edwin, how are you doing, sir?
Spencer, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm never quite as cheery as you, but that's okay because you're cheery enough for the both of us, I think. So I'm going to bring up your newsletter. You have the link up on the screen right there. And how was last week? In short report land, because we had some 13Fs come out. I don't know if you follow those at all, but we're gonna have more come out today, I would imagine. But I don't have a good feel for last week. I was sort of out the back half of the week, or at least not following markets too closely. So I don't really remember anything that comes to mind last week. I'm
So
not.
Spencer, we don't have too much to talk about because really there was only 2 reports that came out. In fact, it was really just one. Muddy Waters published on Lemonade, and then this guy on Seeking Alpha named Alex Pitty published on Pure Cycle Technologies. Really only those 2. It's funny how activist shorts kind of ebb and flow. Some weeks there'll literally be over 10. Other weeks there's just 1 or 2.
That is so. I don't even remember what day was the Muddy Waters thing. The Lemonade. What was that?
I think it was a Monday or Tuesday. Do you want me to put it on my screen?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll bring up the chart here. But I don't even remember seeing that report. Let's see. Yeah. Oh yeah. When we covered it, I think it was Thursday.
Maybe it was Thursday. Maybe
that's why.
May 13th. It was on May 13th.
Yeah, I didn't even. That's why I didn't see it. So I had no recollection of that happening. All right. Let me bring up the chart on my screen, and you have the report up on your screen. What do the reports say? These guys, I thought they typically only attack or they target China.
So Muddy Waters is probably best known for China, but they do U.S. stuff. Okay. Basically, Muddy Waters wrote that they were researching Lemonade, and they accidentally discovered that Lemonade's site contains an unforgivably negligent security flaw that potentially exposes it customers' personally identifiable data. But the report was to Lemonade.
That's a quick.
And it was mostly redacted about Lemonade's security flaws, but basically, like, Lemonade consumer data, I believe, was like available on Google and like Lemonade's webpage, and they didn't do much to like secure it. What's interesting about Lemonade is, like, a month ago, the Friendly Bear published on Lemonade and like highlighted the high degree of insider selling, as well as how the company promised to give money to like a philanthropic organization with a % of the proceeds from their insurance business, but then it's unclear if the philanthropy has actually like gone to any organizations or if it's just like accumulating within Lemonade. The CEO also previously attacked some short sellers on Twitter, which is never a good sign, and has sold a bunch of stock. So on FinTwit, people are pretty negative on Lemonade, Spencer. And
correct me if I'm wrong, because Doc and Dave is saying that Lemonade is a Chinese company. They're not a Chinese company.
No, Lemonade is a U.S. like app-based renters insurance company.
Right. That's what I thought it was. Okay.
And then the other one that's got like a lot of attention is Pure Cycle Technologies. 2 weeks ago or so, Hindenburg published this report on Pure Cycle, saying they're the latest zero revenue ESG themed SPAC to be taken public with the bold story. They, in theory, like recycle plastics in a new and innovative way. Yep. A lot of people on the management team have been associated with companies that have gone to zero. I think Hindenburg had a good fact, like 6 companies associated with management have fallen 90% or more. And then Alex Pitty, a guy I like on Twitter, published a Seeking Alpha article saying that it could be the next Nikola, that the technology is unproven. There could be a problem with the plastic when it gets recycled if it emits a smell, stuff like that. But overall, it was a really slow week in the activist short world.
I remember you mentioning this one a couple weeks ago. Quick question on the note about insider selling. Do you pay a lot of attention to that? Because we talk all the time on our other shows about insider transactions, buying and selling, and obviously buying is indicative of bullishness, but selling may not necessarily be indicative of bearishness. You could sell for any number of reasons. So do you put stock into insider selling as an indicator, or not really?
I think it's very situational. Probably with smaller caps, it matters a lot more than with larger caps.
That's fair.
There's one service called Insider Score I like a lot. It tracks cluster buying. So their view is like, if one person buys, maybe that's not like super important. But if like 5 executives buy, then that's a sign. Or 5 executives sell, then that's a sign. Sometimes what's a bigger red flag to me than insider selling is like if you've had the same management team for like 5 or 10 years and they only own 1% of the stock, either because they're taking cash comp or doing some confusing thing with options. Like if you own a very small equity stake in your business after running it a long time, that's questionable to me. So short answer is I care about it a medium amount, but there's situations when you can care about it a lot, like if it's a small clap or if there's a lot of people doing it, and there's situations where I don't care too much.
Got it. All right. Well, it looks like we are getting some. Oh, there's the. Oh no, I'm wrong. But it looks like we are getting a number of 13Fs out right now. So we will have fresh meat to go through and look at. All right, let's see what the biggest hedge funds are doing. Let's see what Warren Buffett, is doing. This is all last quarter, obviously. So this is 45 days delayed, but still noteworthy. The biggest hedge funds not really liable to move a stock as much as Buffett, but Buffett can move a stock. And of course, we already had the annual meeting, so we kind of already know a little bit what Berkshire's up to, but still interesting to note. So I'll be watching out for that. And yeah, I think the filing's out just now, actually. So we'll go through that. Edwin, Dorsey, any other thoughts, things to discuss as far as like follow-ups on stocks we discussed previously or reports from a couple weeks ago, or was it really just that quiet of a week?
It's a very quiet week. I think people don't put out activist short reports in weeks in which there's going to be a lot of news, and then they all wait for the low news weeks to put out a lot of reports. I saw Michael Burry reported a huge Tesla put position, which is interesting. I don't have too much to talk about, though, unless people have questions for me. I don't have much to add.
You know what's interesting with the Michael Burry thing is because, like, at the end of that movie, they made it seem like they implied that he was like, taking a step back from markets and stocks, right? But he's like as into it as ever. Like he was all bullish GameStop, and now he's all bearish on Tesla, and he's all over FinTwit. You know what I mean? Like they implied that he was like, I remember at the end of the movie they said he's invested in water, but they didn't say how. But they implied that he was like taking a step back, like he was done with this whole game. But no, he's not. He's still in it like he was before. So he's got puts on Tesla. Good for him. We'll see if it works out for him. I don't know. But if you have any question, Imran, Edwin was never short Peloton. Just so we're clear, were you?
I did not own puts or short Peloton, but I was very critical early on with how they were handling things.
Yeah, just to be clear about that. Edwin was critical, but I don't think he was ever actually short. Just like I defended them, but was never actually long. I will say when I'm long or short of stock, but I've never traded Peloton before.
One thing I did today, Spencer, is I hosted a Twitter Spaces with Mark Cajotes, who's really active on Twitter.
Yeah,
he was very bullish on Camping World and Overstock.com, two names in which I might have a small position and I followed loosely. That was interesting to me. And I've been very bearish on Root Insurance for a long time. So that's one name I'm always.
I've seen him tweet about Overstock recently a lot.
He's been in that for a long time.
All right. Well, Edwin Dorsey runs the Bear Cave newsletter. The link is up on the bottom of the screen right there, the bearcave.substack.com. And that's out weekly. Is that right?
Yep.
Subscribe. It's just a roundup of activity in short seller land. And it's, informative because, the short reports are one thing, right? But it's really about the interpretation of the report. And you have to know what to look for to say, hey, this report is crap or this report is legit. And Edwin's newsletter does that. So I recommend if you need someone to like cut through the BS and just interpret the report for you, Edwin is your guy. And he joins us every Monday at 4:00 to recap the week in short report land for us. We appreciate that, Edwin. Hopefully this week is more full of action.
I'm hopeful, Spencer. I think it will be.
All right. Have a good one, sir.
Bye-bye.
All right. Sorry about that, guys. I screwed up there. Okay, I'm back though. Here, what I meant to do will share my screen because I want to show you this filing from Berkshire Hathaway. So let me do that right now. So 13Fs, I guess I was off by day. 13Fs are out now. And again, we care about the big names, the Ackmans, the Einhorns, really, out of interest. But we care about Buffett more because he can move stocks, right? So just to show you how I found this, this is Benzinga Pro, okay? And we start from scratch, all right? This is the homepage of Benzinga Pro, okay? You go to a news feed. I'm going to check my sources. My sources is going to be SEC, right? I'm going to uncheck Benzinga Wire. Okay, so just SEC. Done. Okay, it's just a feed of SEC filings. I'm going to type Berkshire. The word Berkshire. Oh, there's a lot today actually, but if you go in and you can find the one that says Berkshire Hathaway Inc. 13F right there, and there it is. And this is the 13F for Berkshire Hathaway, and here are all their positions. You can also pop this out, as I have done, in a separate window, and we can take a look and see. All right, what do they own? Here, I'll pop it out for you so we can take a look together and go. We can walk through this filing. Here it is, popped out into a separate window. Bada bing, bada boom. We'll zoom in. Can we zoom in? No, can't really zoom in. All right, well, can't really zoom in. So okay, remember this is as of the end of the first quarter, right? So this is for the March quarter. These are all their positions as of the March quarter. So he could have bought a stock on January 1st, and that would be reflected here, right? So let's go through and see if any names. By now, we're all pretty familiar, I think, with the names that Berkshire owns, right? He owns a lot of banks. He owns Apple. It's the largest position. He owns some healthcare. Let's just go through and see if there's any names that jump out to us, right? As being, I don't recognize that, for example. He owns he owns a lot of Coke, obviously. Dividend, I don't think that's new. Globe Life, I don't think that's new. Kraft Heinz, definitely not new. Kroger, definitely not new. Liberty, definitely not new. Marsh McLennan, no. MasterCard. If anyone sees any names that jump out to you, RH. Is RH a new position? RH may be a new position. Teva, definitely not new. US Bank Corp, no. Verizon, definitely not new. All right. So nothing really jumped out to me there. From the Berkshire Hathaway 13F. And so if you don't know how to interpret this, let me start from scratch maybe, okay? So we've got our company name, right? We've got the class. This is just common. COM stands for common, right? So the class of equities that they own, if they own a specific preferred class, whatever, this is just COM stands for common. Okay. We have the value of their position. We have and again, there's a multiplier there. Don't forget that. We have their total shares, right? That they own, that Berkshire owns of every position. And we've got, that's pretty much the most important thing. So the big thing is to compare this with prior filings. So you kind of got to have some prior knowledge of these to be able to interpret them a little bit. But yeah, Berkshire does own some railroads. You're right, Talking Diff. Again, I didn't see any. So let's do this. Let's hop over back into Benzinga Pro. Bring it on my screen right now. All right, and let's hop over to a chart. And let's just start pulling symbols, right? There's the other thing, right? Is the algos can interpret this way faster than we can. So let's just start looking at. We have the filing up on one screen. Let's just start looking at symbols, right? AbbVie, see a green candle, but not a lot of activity, right? Amazon. Oh, I didn't notice that before. Don't see anything there on Amazon. right? Apple, we know we've got a huge stake in Apple. Nothing new there. What about AXP? Nah, nothing really new after hours. I'm just watching for after hours activity, right? Bank of America. This is not the most efficient way of doing this. I'm just showing you one way to do this, right? That's not it. BNY. No. What's Bank of New York? That's right there, right? Jeez. All right. He already owned Biogen and Bristol Myers. I know that. We can look at Biogen. Don't see anything. Bristol Myers. So I'm watching for like up candles or down candles, red or green, to see, did the computers already read this, interpret it as him cutting his stake or adding to his stake, right? Charter. No. CVX, Chevron. What? That's not it. Chevron. Huh. Do you see some activity in Chevron? Maybe he lowered his stake. You can also hop on over to the news feed in Benzinga Pro. This is a Benzinga Pro news feed. And I can just search for the word Berkshire. Or I can search for see, there we go. I did miss one. New stake in AON. AON, there we go. Look at that. This is the power of Buffett right here. Check this out. Right there. I wonder why I didn't even see that in the... There must be more than one filing. That's weird. That was not in this filing I just looked at. All right. Oh, yeah, it was there. It was at the bottom, though. God, they tricked me. All right. See, there we go. It was right... Let me show you where it was. I skipped right over it. User error. It was right there at the bottom. Right there. AON. Sandwich between Wells Fargo and Exalta. Okay. So that's the power of Berkshire, of a new position. Is AON is now up $6 after hours. Again, most fund managers are not going to be able to move a stock like this. Like Bill Ackman, Einhorn, David Tepper, influential in their own way, but no one can move a stock like Buffett can after hours. Okay. Can we see options positions? No, Usama. That is a loophole in the system. You cannot see options positions. And that's how you can't see options positions or basically any derivative, right? That's how Bill Wang was able to hide or disguise his crazy leveraged longs in Viacom and Discovery, right? By using swaps. So you don't have to disclose any derivatives that your fund owns. So options, swaps, anything complex like that, you don't have to disclose that. So that's a loophole. That's a loophole that we got to be mindful of. I don't know how much Warren Buffett messes around with options, but maybe. Let's take a look at the Pro Newsfeed after hours and just go run through some stuff and see what kind of headlines. I saw someone mention Coinbase, so take a look at that. Is there a headline on Coinbase? Someone saying they're doing an offering? No, maybe Richard Judge says they're doing an offering. Well, I have a separate newsfeed here just for press releases and SEC filings. I always consult this as well. Look at that. Offering of convertible senior notes. So they're all right. Private offering of $1.25 billion worth of convertible senior notes due in 5 years. Okay, so what's the stock doing? Let's go here. Yeah, down again. Gee, this thing, man. I'm sorry if you're in this thing. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. All time low. I mean, I wanted to buy the IPO and I didn't, and I guess I'm glad I didn't. But I don't know. I don't really know what. Here, let me bring up the chart. I don't really know what to say about that. What else we got after hours? Let's go to a movers tool and search for after hours movers in Benzinga Pro. By the way, guys, you can get a free 2-week trial of this, but go to pro.benzinga.com. Free 2-week trial. All right. What else we got? Dolphin DLPN. I just saw a headline there. What are they doing? Some NFT stuff, probably. Oh, they had earnings. Okay. And they partner with some chefs. What? All right. So just more NFT stuff out of DLPN. So that's probably up on that. Earnings are irrelevant because this is some early stage company. What else we got? You guys see any more headlines? Drop them in. I'm going through the pro. I'm start at 4 o'clock. Let's go scroll down. Start at 4 o'clock. See what we missed. GAN had earnings. To the extent, actually, GAN is so early stage. The earnings don't really matter. Losses widening. How often have we seen this headline, guys? Sales increase, losses widening. I feel like we see that a lot. SRAX is raising guidance. Okay, let's take a look, and it's down. Interesting. On a guidance raise. Okay. What else do we see? I see David Tepper sold out of Wells Fargo. Probably not going to be enough to move the stock. Nah, a little bit. A little bit. Couple cents. Canoe earnings are out. GOEV, that SPAC hasn't converted yet. I don't even know the date. 10-cent music earnings are out. TME. EPS missed by a penny. Sales slight miss, and it's down after hours. Slight miss. More or less in line. Who are we kidding? 8 cents versus 9 cents. But it is a growthy play, right? What's the P on 10 cent? Go to our details widget. Forward P is 32. So not like nosebleed, not insane, but not super cheap either. Let's go back to our news feed. All right, we had 10-cent music. What else did I see? Twilio is making an acquisition. Small deal for them. Ideanomics is out with their earnings. Looks like the stock is down. GNOG. Let's go to GNOG. Right. Looks like they had earnings. I didn't even realize they're on the calendar. Let's hop on over to the press release and see. GNOG. All right. Revenue, $26.7 million, up 54% year over year. That doesn't seem like that much of a year-over-year increase. Just trying to remember what DraftKings and Penn all said, right? Let's scan this quickly for any red flags. Still not profitable on an EBITDA basis. Okay. Exercise a bunch of warrants. Just scanning. I don't see anything that would jump out to me. See, considering that it was their first quarter of operations in Michigan, I don't know, 54% year over year doesn't seem like that much of an increase to me for a high growth name. At least that's my interpretation of it. Okay, let's go to the chart. Let's go here. GNOG. So again, pro.benzinga.com, free 2-week trial. If you want more than that, enter the promo code YouTube20. Get you 20% off. So let's go back to our news feed. Okay, Tepper took a new stake in GoPro. Interesting. I'm not going to go look at all these 13Fs. I'm just not going to do it. What are you guys watching? Sorry, I'm catching up with chat. Jay Rice says, yeah, Michael Burry. Yeah, right. We covered this. Burry's got a lot of puts on Tesla. You can just, in the newsfeed right there, you can just see, right? Michael, the most recent one, 307, right? Michael Burry has put options equating to 800,000 shares. That was out this morning. So, And see, this is what I love about look at this headline. So you've got the headline, right? That Michael Burry has a lot of puts. But look at this the second sentence here, right? There was this is a headline saying that Reuters had a headline out now, but this information is old. It was out this morning, which by Wall Street standards is old. If it was out this morning, this is a 3:07 p.m. Right? So you got the headline and the content. It's like, hey, don't think it's new information because it's not. The market's known this for almost a full day already. That was a good tip there, I thought, from the from the news desk. Billy James says it'd be helpful if we went right into earnings at the close. There won't be earnings much longer, Billy. We're coming to the end. We got retail earnings this week and maybe some next week, and after that'll be it, right? We're coming out of earnings season already, and I know the guys on the desk are happy about that. You want to look at Michael Burry 13F? All right, let's go through and look at Michael Burry 13F. Scion. Oh my God. Let me let's do a search for Scion Capital. Let's see. I'm trying to refine my search. Oh man. Oh, look at that. Scroll down this morning. Oh, there's Scion Asset and there's Scion Capital. All right, we'll go into both. Okay. What do we see here? You see long CVS. Let's make sure this is the right fund. That would be embarrassing. Yep. Michael J. Burry. Okay. Right fund. We're good. All right. He's got see, I mentioned that you don't have to put options. You can. So what do we got here? He's got calls on so he's long a bearish leveraged treasury ETF from Direction. Okay. That's interesting. He is long calls on Facebook. He is long calls on CVS. Okay, he's he's bearish. Yeah, he's bearish treasuries. He's bearish growth, right? He's got puts on the Russell 2000 growth ETF. RWRG, I think. I don't remember what the ticker for that is. All right. He's got some calls on Kraft Heinz. He's long Lumen Technologies and Marinus Pharmaceuticals. He's long Meredith. I'm sorry. Short Meredith. That's incorrected. And he's short those guys. That's what this column is telling us. Let's just scroll down for the Tesla. Look at that. Look at that row right there. That's a lot of puts. So this is where we get the 800,000 share number from, right? That's the basically the share amount. This is his exposure in shares, right? So he's short 800,000 shares via put options. All right, this guy's pretty bearish. I mean, I see a lot of shorts in here. Jeez Louise. He's got some calls too. So there's the Scion Capital 13F again out this morning. You can find all this. It's in Benzinga Pro. It's all in there for you. You can find this on Edgar, but it's just a pain in the ass, right? It's just really hard to navigate Edgar on the SEC website. You can go here. It's way easier. Yeah, very short bonds. Like that guy is short bonds for sure. Did I hear about the MyMen FDA announcement? I did not hear about that MyMen FDA announcement. He took me to Jared. It's a funny name. Do we have anything on that? Yeah, we do actually. They got a what is it? Shoot. I got it because I don't know what a type C meeting response is. So they're on target to submit their application in Q3. Okay, so See, this headline does it all for me. This interprets it for me, right? So, they've selected generalized anxiety disorder as the initial indication for their Project Lucy, which evaluates the effectiveness of LSD microdosing, obviously. They're going to submit their investigational new drug application in Q3 and will launch a phase 2B trial sometime in Q4. All right. We have a timeline. Timelines are generally bullish, right? Like, obviously, it's better to have results, but just knowing a timeline is generally a good thing. Look at MNMD. Let's do that today, right? Oh, interesting. Give it all back during the day. Buy the rumors, sell the news. Happens all the time. GAN earnings didn't seem great. Billy James. Yeah, EPS, it lost 11 cents per share last quarter versus a 2-cent loss estimate. Revenue came in, they gave revenue guidance and that came in a little bit higher. What does the market think? GAN. No real action after hours. Very thin after hours. So it's down. So overall, it looks like it wasn't great. Here, what was their revenue a year ago? We can just go into a Benzinga Pro calendar and see. And this is the earnings calendar again. Q1. Oh, 8 million. All right. So from 8 million to 24 million. That's not nothing. It's a nice 300% growth. 200% growth. What did I say? 300%? 200%. I don't know. Math is hard. Okay. Let me see. Was there anything else I wanted to add before I hopped off for the day? No, I don't think so. What do I think about coins offering? Oh, that's what you get with direct listings, right? Remember, Coin was a direct listing, which means they didn't raise any money. They didn't raise any money when they went public. So it's I would think par for the course, right? For a company to issue new stock or do convertibles or whatever, if they didn't raise any money at the outset. So really, with direct listing, all it is a massive liquidity event, right? It's just a way for the early investors and the founders to get liquid and sell. That's why you do a direct listing, right? Because you're not raising money. So the chart looks disgusting, obviously, but as Josh Brown put it on our show when he was on late last year, right? He was very bullish on Slack, which did a direct listing as well, and he had misinterpreted the fact that when you do a direct listing and you don't go through the banks, you don't have any underwriters whose job is to sell your sell your story. You have no one incentivized to defend you, right? There's no one that's incentivized to defend Coinbase right now. No banks on the street, no big investment banks, no rating shops, nobody incentivized to defend the stock to their clients. So this can happen. You can look at the other direct listings, right? Palantir, Spotify, Slack got taken over, so it's a bit of a different. But before that happened, their stock was down. A lot of them, they don't do. Not all of them, but a lot of them don't do well. No, I'm not from Israel. Just my name, man. Just my name. Not from there. All right. I'm gonna wrap it. Let's see how many likes we can get, if we can. Let's get to 500 likes before I'm done talking. Please remember, guys, that all the information from our show, all of our shows, are meant to be used as informational purposes, not for investing or trading advice. Thank you very much to our guest, Edwin Dorsey. And thanks to all of you for hanging out with me. Our next stream, I hope we're doing Money Mitch tonight. We should be doing Money Mitch tonight because he had his interview with the CEO of PubMatic, and he had to go to an emergency dentist appointment today. So regardless, I think we're going to air that interview It was from Friday. I hope Mitch. Here's what I hope happens. I hope we can all come join the stream and just laugh at Mitch on painkillers. But if it doesn't happen, then we'll just air the interview. But that'll be at 6:00. Money Mitch talking to the CEO of Pubmatic PBM. Look forward to that. And that's going to be a wrap, I think, for me right now. How many likes are we at? We're at 300. Did I make that up? We're at 103. 103. All right, we're over 100. Let's get to 150. Come on. It's 50% ratio, right? 50% like ratio, like to viewer ratio. That's always the best thing. Money Mitch tonight. No making bread with Cheds, but Rail Report at the usual time at 8:00. And unless you see me on Money Mitch, this will be a wrap for me today because I want to come back. I want to come on and see Mitch like high on painkillers. That would be, I think, great content. But I'm not sure what's going to happen there. I don't even know if he's like for all I know, he's like under the, like in the chair right now, getting his teeth drilled or whatever goes into that. So we'll find out, won't we? We'll find out in an hour and a half what Mitch's deal is. If he's good to go, if he's less than good to go, but still wants to proceed. I don't know. We'll play it by ear. Everyone have a good rest of your day. Hit that like, please, and thank you. And if I don't see you later for Money Mitch, then I will see you tomorrow morning.